Here's another topic on X. I like to call it Twitter. Now that Sherry says, so on a different topic, why did X go crazy with bringing back Willie Gay? What's the holdup, or is it the Chiefs don't want to sign him? Do y'all have an opinion on that? I do. So,
I mean, I can say just to have Willie Gay, I mean, probably one of the most athletic backers we've had in quite a long time. To have him back, we saw last year. We saw from the start of preseason all the way to the end of the season, we had tough times guarding running backs. And Willie Gay was that guy for us. Willie Gay was our guy who was going against the fast tight ends. He was going against the quick, like third down back type running backs. He was that guy. He was the athletic backer for us. And, he got signed for nearly nothing last year with the Saints, with a 1 year, $2.5 million deal or something. And we didn't sign him for that. We bring back Tranquil instead. He's a free agent again. Willie obviously wants to come back. He's liking every post of every player in Kansas City. He's still really close to all the guys there. So, obviously, Chiefs fan favorite. People love him. I think there's a need for it. Chanel's a free agent next year. We don't know if we're going to sign him. Tranquil, I think, has 1 more year left after next year.
I think he has 2 from here.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. You have Bolden still. So, I mean, you can never have enough of those linebacker types, especially a guy who's not breaking the bank. And someone who knows the system already. Now, I don't know if the Chiefs, I mean, based on last year tells you a lot. The fact that they didn't want to re-sign him last year for the amount of money that he signed is interesting because it wasn't like he broke the bank. I thought he was going to get a decent-sized payday. Didn't. I think he had some injuries this year as well. I don't think he played a lot with the New Orleans this year. But, again, free agent. I don't know why we're not getting him, but I know all the fans want him. And I'm Team Willie Gay. I'd be down to bring him back, especially at the price that he signed for last year.
So I think it does speak volumes to it on maybe why they didn't want to bring it back last year. And I don't quite know why that is. I do know some of schematically some of the concerns of what might have aired Willie Gay, like being in the right position and spots to make plays. Even though he's very athletic, he recovers really well. But in this defense, you got to be very responsible and you got to be dedicated on what everybody's asking you to do. I mean that's the best way of saying it. I had gotten some word that some people had said some things. I like Willie. Willie's an athletic guy, like you said. He knows it here. But what is the holdup? That's the question for me. What is the holdup? Does it have something else to do? Did something go on? I don't know. I have no idea why. If it's not, if the price point is going to be somewhere, pretty,
cheap.
Easy. Yeah,
1 to 3 million Kareem Hunt money.
Yeah. So I don't know what went on behind closed doors. We don't know.
They might have other plans. It might not be about him. It might be more about what they feel comfortable doing moving forward.
Right. But that's what I'm saying. So a guy that's been in your defense, okay, who knows the system, what are the plans? If the price point is something that is easy to do, it's little money.
Yeah.
Why not do it? And maybe he don't want to come here to be a backup. Maybe he don't want to come here to be a rotational piece. And maybe he voiced that. He's like, "Oh man, I'm a starter in this league." And sometimes these things do happen. Guys go places, get humbled. Now all of a sudden he's not there anymore in New Orleans either. So I don't know.
Time will tell.
So you don't have an opinion on Willie Gay, Tasia?
Oh, wanting him back? Yeah, sure. I'd take him back, especially on the cheap. Look, man, if I said I'm fine with Kareem Hunt coming back for price point sake, I mean, Willie Gay for price point sake would be great. He's still really young. The age of some of these guys come out, man. Willie Gay's about the same age as some of these guys, so that are coming out of school. So, yeah, I'm totally for it. There's so much roster flexibility with our team just because you have so many future free agents coming. So, yeah, if you can help your depth out, especially the guy who's been here before, I'm all for it.
Yeah, and talking about the youth, I know our fans love to talk about get younger. 27 years old is pretty young. So
yeah.
So
the system, I mean, He provides something and we do a lot of subbing at linebacker, man. Guys play. So even if he doesn't start, he'll get snaps. He'll get a lot of snaps. It's the
I'm
NFL.
pretty sure he was rotational in New Orleans last year as well. So it's not like he'd be, taking a back seat coming to here, going from a starter to that. I mean, he was getting rotations last year in New Orleans. So,
well, but that's the thing. I don't think it was a whole lot of rotation here. It wasn't actually. A lot of guys, we played the main three. That was it. Unless somebody was hurt. Unless somebody wasn't hurt, that's all you seen was, Tranquil, Chanel, and Bolton. That was it. Anyway, they didn't really trust anybody else on the field. And when they did put somebody else on the field, it looked like guys wasn't ready. And the question goes into, does his presence on the field, does it compromise what you're trying to do schematically on defense? Because if a guy's at a position, he compromises everybody else around you. I'm sorry, that's how it works, man. This is what I'm hearing from other guys. I'm talking to other linebackers and stuff too, watching it. I'm just like, they watched like, oh man, there were some things we watched that it just wasn't sound in doing. And you can get away with it because you are so athletic to kind of recover. But that puts everybody else in a bad position. Like I was saying, if you cut off another linebacker or you cut off a safety coming down and rolling, or your coverage is not good, that could be a problem, an issue. No, I'm not saying that's what Willie was saying. I'm just saying I'm hearing other guys say this. So I don't know. But time will tell. Time will tell. They ain't gonna just bring him back to swag surf. Sorry, they ain't gonna do that. And hey, we need swag now too. They ain't gonna bring him back to swag surf. So
it's a good point, because that's a lot of fans just keep posting that clip like, yeah, bring him back. We need a hype man on the sidelines. They're not paying a guy to be $1.5 million to be the hype man on the sidelines, and he's not coming back just to do that. He's not a mascot.
I hope they'll take $2 million to do that.
Yeah,
I'm sure he'd be okay with that. I know I will.
Dude, pay me $2 million. I'll come down swag.
That's what I said.
Hey.
Hand me pom-poms, all right?
Duckins. Gentlemen, do you think we draft a free safety? And do they keep Cook after this season? Thoughts? I do.
Yeah.
I think so. Maybe later on. Trying to find a GM.
Another position that I wouldn't be surprised at any point we drafted it, man. We have a lot of upcoming free agents. A lot of
It's not the deepest safety class, I will say
open
that.
positions.
They may they may have a gem they like, but as far as like what the experts are saying and kind of looking at the list of guys, it's not the deepest safety class. But there's a lot of guys. I mean, project wise, you can find them in the 6th and 7th round, which Beach likes to find the secondary guys late like that anyway. So I mean, you could definitely,
But who knows? We might not have been looking for a safety when we drafted Hicks, but maybe we just did because we were like, shoot, he was high on our board and he's there and it's a steal. Let's just do it. So you never know how the board falls. You might be at an advantageous position in draft where it's like, okay, I mean, we got to take him now. Let's grab him.
Well, I mean, they knew Justin Reed's contract was coming up too.
Yep.
Ain't no secret.
That's why you got to be open-minded about, things that come up and you weren't expecting, but you're like, you know what? We're not going to re-sign all 4 of these guys. Maybe the fact that this guy's available in the 3rd round made it easier for us to let one of them go, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and also too, we don't know what's going to happen with the secondary itself. And we talked about last week, Nazi was a natural safety coming out of Marshall. We moved him, took him out of position last year, and maybe they move him back to safety. I mean, who knows? They can do a lot of things with the secondary.
Yeah. And things have changed too with the market, because you start talking about Trent McDuffie as well. Staying to get $30 million. Dude, wow, my goodness, $30 million. Goodness gracious.
We talked about needs versus BPA last week, and I said one of the examples was cornerback. If there's a standout lockdown and he's there staring at you at a certain high position at pick, maybe you do that and you don't resign McDuffie. I hate that.
Hey man, Yeah, hey,
30 mil is 30 mil, man.
30 mil to 30 mil, and it's only going up. This is a business. This is a business.
Yeah.
So they knew the price point was going to be astronomical anyway. They knew.
So
they want Stingley and Sauce to set the market before. I mean, McDuffie's not signing anything until he sees what those two guys get.
And you said last week, I think you said you'd be okay with maybe signing McDuffie and bypassing not signing Karlaftis. So what if Karlaftis is like 18 a year, but McDuffie's 30 a year? Now who would you rather have?
It's a business, man. All right.
Yeah. It is.
Who's going to hurt you more, right? Are you going to pay them like the Bengals just gave a boatload of motor, just opened up the whole Brinks truck with Chase and Higgins up there? My goodness.
Yeah. And who can get you more in draft capital too? I mean, Duffy would bring more back in a trade. So
no question.
Save money. You get rid of one need. You take care of another, and you bring back multiple picks for it, right? Tough decisions, man. Like I said, our roster being as top heavy as we are, we're gonna have more Tyreek Hill days ahead of us.
Oh yeah, it might be negative. We got him for 2 years at least. We could get him for this, and then of course we could, kick the can down the road. At least tag him. We could definitely do that.
Yeah, but I mean, we saw the way
wait unless you get back in a trade. Keep that in mind.
What's that again?
The longer you wait, the less you get back in a trade. Keep that in mind.
I mean, hey, we saw we got out of the Snead trade last year, so if we can get that kind of return, I mean, a third or a second for McDuffie next year.
If he's a first team All Pro, he'll still be valued. That'll still be up there. It ain't gonna go nowhere. It just matter of fact, shoot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, Bengals are gonna be a fun team to play. It's gonna be shootouts galore every time you play Cincinnati. Hi everybody, thanks for watching. Subscribe here to get the latest from the show. Also, be sure to check out the best clips from Chief Concerns. And if you prefer to listen to the show, subscribe and follow us on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and anywhere else you get your podcasts.